Hey watch nerds, James Stacy for blogtoread.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the Bell & Ross BR126 Sport. Now the 126 line has kind of a well-established range within the vintage lineup for Bell & Ross. This is the Sport model, which includes a black kind of thin bezel. The watch measures 41 millimeters across, but it's 43 millimeters at the bezel. 13 millimeters to the top of the domed crystal, and it's a 51 millimeter lug to lug. So although at 41 to 43 millimeters for the case and bezel, the lugs do make it a bit of a longer watch. So at 51 millimeters, it will sit evenly on a wrist like mine at about 7.5 inches, and it's nicely worn, but it does wear bigger than the 41 millimeter sizing would suggest. The 126 Sport uses a sapphire crystal front and back, both with AR treatments, and on the front crystal you'll notice that A, it is domed ever so slightly, but B, and more importantly to kind of the daily wear for this watch, would be the crystal fitting is in kind of a vintage style where it protrudes above kind of the line established by the bezel. I don't think it's necessarily lacking enough protection to be practical, but that the edge of the crystal is exposed, so it may end up taking some knocks and some bumps over the life of, say, wearing a watch like the 126 Sport. Inside the 126 Sport, they've fitted an ETA 2894 Auto. Now, the 2894 is essentially a 2892 A2, a fantastic automatic 3-hand plus date movement from ETA, and the 2894 is a chrono modification for that. So you do get a 2 register, so a bicompax chronograph layout with your 30-minute register on this side and your running seconds. You can see them crawling along now. If I start the chrono with the top pusher here, see the hand starts right away. It does take quite a bit of pressure to set it up, so it feels a little bit different than a 7750. The Valjoie or the ETA versions of the 7750, and then again it's one more to pause it, and you'll see the measured pauses, and one more for a reset. So it does give you only 30 minutes total, but being kind of a vintage style watch, and this is from their World War II collection. I think it's fitting, and certainly a 30-minute measure is better than no measure at all to a chronograph user. The dial design's really nice. The markers and the hands and the 12 and 6 numerals are all loomed. So if you check out the photos for my review at blogtoread.com, you'll see a loom shot in, and it gives you an example of just what kind of brightness to expect. It is quite bright, but unlike a dive watch, there's not a lot of space for a lot of the luminous material, so it doesn't hold up for a really long time. Still certainly usable and definitely handy as far as the hands are concerned. As I'd mentioned before, the BR126 has a sapphire display back, so you do get a view of that ETA 2894 automatic movement. Nice finishing with some stripes and some pearlage on the movement itself. You do get the fully polished case, which I actually really like on a sport watch like this, especially one with so much black across the dial. It gives it something of kind of a classy, very crisp design. So what we'll do is we'll throw it on wrist, and we'll take a look at what it's like to wear. On wrist, the BR126 is actually really nice. The 41 millimeter case size is a little bit misleading because the bezel's 43, so it does wear a little larger than you might expect. Certainly not like a 40 to 41 millimeter sport watch. Height is good, fit is nice. The 51 millimeter lug to lug still works out fine on my 7.5 inch wrist. The watch strap and deployment comes in at about 104 grams, so weight's not really an issue. Very comfortable and easy to wear, and it fits under a shirt cuff without any problems. You can get the 126 Sport with a bracelet, and by all means, if you're going to go out and spend this kind of money on the watch, get it with the bracelet because it looks fantastic. I really like the 126 Sport. I love the dial design. I love the the very expansive use of black and then the polished metal. Nice movement, and really just a lovely watch to wear. It exhibits a more reserved style, but one that kind of fits my taste, and it looks fantastic on a NATO strap, which is a real cinch for a watch. So Bell & Ross is selling these with a list price of $4,500 US on the leather strap. And for additional information, please stop by ablogtoread.com and check out my whole review with all the photos. And if you like the video, please click the like button so we can keep making more of them. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.